Oh.
Happy New Year, says True. What a guy. What a guy. Welcome back. We're in the OlimoLeague. Or no, sorry, the emotional OlimoLeague.
Alright, here's how you do it, Riff. Can you say emotional and then you put emo league on the end?
Emotional
Emo League.
This is emotionally scarring, is what it is. We can hop into the game though, regardless of what it's called. Shout out to the All Ireland fan. Oh wait, shout out to All Ireland StarCraft. Check us out at Facebook.
Oh god, he's confused him.
That's hilarious. All right, so getting into this match, guys. In the top left corner of the map, from Dead Pixels, I give you the red Zerg player. Give it up for True.
And in the bottom right of the map in the blue, it's Dunmer.
Well, I guess
From All Island StarCraft.
It's the famous Dunmer from Clan Dunmer of Ireland, Scotland, whatever accent I'm doing.
Yeah, you sound Scottish, I think. I had an Irish friend and I couldn't understand a word he was saying. So until you're, yeah, pretty much. Now you sound better.
So this is actually kind of interesting. He's playing to Korea from Ireland. This is gonna suck. His latency right now is gonna be off the charts.
Oh yeah, yeah, 300 at least. Poor True doesn't know where Ireland is.
I guess it's England's basically. No, you're gonna kill me if I say that. I'm sorry. I stopped. I did not finish that sentence.
Do I look like a leprechaun?
Fenner, I did not finish that sentence out of respect. All right. The same way earlier, I didn't let you finish your sentence. I didn't finish mine. Okay.
Okay.
That being said, we'll see how he does. Some really good players from Ireland have actually come out. If you guys remember, A-Bomb, for a little bit of my insanity, had a small run of fame last year. Surprised a lot of people and even took out a couple of Koreans from his career. But I really don't know much about Dunmer here.
No. But True's going to be gentle. He's a gentleman, apparently. Definitely seems like it. Wishing him a Happy New Year. Seems like a very sweet guy.
Yeah, actually, I like True is. I think the weirdest thing for me, Fender, when I got into casting was like I really had all Korean players on this big pedestal. What I've seen through like a lot of Kespa events and Brood War, which is like these guys were untouchable gods. But as we've done more and more events and interact with players like True, I've come to learn they're all really humble, nice freaking guys.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think it's part of the Korean culture as well. That they're mostly like that.
Yeah, I think the number one thing that just completely floored me was meeting Jaedong in real life. I just expected him to be this guy who was above it all, but he was like the nicest dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I met him as well. He's a really cool guy.
Actually, yeah, we both went to MLG Anaheim, right? That's where I first met you. That's right. That's right.
And then I went to Red Bull as well, and I was hanging out with Suppy, and Suppy's good friends with Jaedong, so got to know them.
I really hope there's more events I can get to go to this year. How expensive is it going to be if you like tried to fly over like from Australia?
Basically like $1,400 return.
Yikes. Yeah, a bit expensive. What's True apologizing for? Scouting? Sorry for seeing your base. Maybe True's not Korean. He's actually Canadian. Says Dunmer. These guys are the most apologetic players ever. You'll be having that battle go down, the one of my shot's gonna go off, and be like, my bad, my bad.
Then again, Rifkin, I don't hear you say sorry too much. What's with that?
I actually get called out on saying it too much, so I don't know.
Oh, really?
Maybe you should just unmute the cast once in a while, you rude prick. God. I know people mute my casting, but Fender, please, we're supposed to be friends.
I always listen to the cast, Rifkin.
Actually,
but anyway, we haven't. Go on.
I was gonna say, before we get off topic, do you know the difference between the Canadian and the American apology?
No.
It's really annoying because Americans say it with like a bit of an A, so it's like sorry. But Canadians always say it with an O, so it's sorry.
Okay.
Well, you know.
Sorry.
Sorry.
What does mine sound like? Sorry.
It sounds like mine, but everything sounds like mine. I don't know. A couple of things with this Reaper coming across them. Keep in mind, at this point, Dunmer actually has not seen a lot. We look at his vision. He poked in earlier, but had to leave and didn't get a lot for his vision. So with one Reaper and a couple Hellions, not that scary, but it's the Banshee I'm looking at for this follow-up. If he brings these Marines as well, can kind of like early game, quote-unquote, all in. This is big air quotes with his army, and possibly kill a lot of True's units, but for True's sake, I mean, he's not really scared. He's not producing units because he doesn't really feel forced to yet.
Yeah, True is going for that. It's really fast layer actually. 6 minutes starting on that layer. He's got the gas coming up as well. Yeah, this is gonna be, well, unless a Rotron's not going down. So this is gonna be like 2 base muta, but that the gas isn't coming up.
Yeah, weren't you the guy who was making a big deal about the 3 gas True mutas that one time we cast?
3 gas True mutas? No, I've never even seen it.
Man, who was I casting with them? My brain is so dead.
Maybe Namshar?
Maybe Namshar. But True does this thing where he likes to go 3 gases for mutas to start, puts down that 4th one, and yeah, 2 base out of everyone, like Impact, True, a lot of the guys in the Axiom have
Dunmer moving forward on True here. Could this be an upset? True doesn't have much on the defense, just a couple of Banelings, a couple of Queens.
I think he should be okay. More Banelings are on the way. This is a lot of Queens, though.
Yeah, that's a lot of Queens.
Yeah, it takes out the Banshee was probably the biggest threat to this. As we saw, he pulled his drones away from the Hellbats, so he didn't really lose too many. In fact, nothing has died as far as workers yet. Even these Lings getting on top of them in the main. So this did look very scary. Yeah. I mean, I'll give it to Dunmer. I bet you True did kind of take a bit of a crap in his pants, but did not falter.
I didn't realize how many Queens were back there. He had a couple on the left there, as he did break down those rocks really early, and got his drones out of the way as well, so no damage taken. This is a great position for True going into the rest of this game. And it looks like it's going to be a mech out of Dunmer.
This is interesting. I think mech, if there's one build that could maybe take on somebody at a higher skill level, it might be mech. It's frustrating, it's annoying, and its jokes might be made. It's not that it's a low skill, but it's a low APM requirement to really control this army correctly. So for that regard, maybe that bridges the gap between Dunmer and True. But this is a map where, I mean, True is really good at taking 4th bases. I don't know how to describe it better than that. And if Dunmer just turtles up on 2 with mech, it's not going to cut it.
Drones around on the Alien. You don't see that every day.
No, citizen's arrest is made. Almost gets another one, does get a second one. Rip.
Wow. Oh, they even sneak through this top there. That was sick. Slimy drones.
Yeah, that is not something that should have happened for poor Dunmer. Ooh, even this missile turret getting some of the action. That does take out that Overseer. Thor is going to start up immediately for fear of Mutalisk. Can't blame him, but it's actually not Mutalisk coming out of True. Go for that really fast infestation pit. Never threw down that Spire, and we're going to see just which tech path he chooses. Swarm hosts are definitely always an option, as you did see a lot of these factories go down. But pathogen glands. Oh wait, hold the phone. Ventral sacs.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. Yeah, he saw the mech and he was like, "Well, I'm gonna kill him." Roach roaring, drops, throw roaches on him, pretty much.
Yeah. So one of the big things I was gonna start going off about was infestors, but scrap that because dropped roaches are actually pretty good. This used to be like one of the only ways to beat Mech 2 in the early days before we saw too much Woodmine coverage and people learning how to really defend against it with the Hellbats. But with the way Dunmer is playing, it's a very low unit count, so there's nothing to really deal with the roaches when they come out of these overlords.
It's an extremely strong little push that'll come out from it. Assuming he does build the roaches, he's not actually producing any yet, and he's going for Swarmos as well. I feel like if he's going to hit it, he needs a lot more roaches. Oh, he's going to go for Baneling drops?
Ooh, this is going to be pretty cool.
Okay. Interesting. He's got pretty much all of the tech coming at once, so we're just going to have to see which way he goes with this. Right now, it looks like he wants to drop Banelings on something at least.
I hope, to goodness gracious, he apologizes as he unloads the Banelings. That would just be like the icing on the cake for me personally, but this is actually kind of scary because if we're going to be 100% honest, this is the last thing you expect as a Terran player playing mech. If you see drops, it's usually roaches. It's usually something else. You don't expect to cover your mineral lines. You don't expect Banelings to be what's going to be inside. And that's a lot of freaking Banelings.
Yeah, it is, and I actually remember Jadong doing something like this with Swarmos Baneling drops against mech. I didn't think it was the most efficient way to go about things, but at the end of the day, when you're playing against mech, you don't have to be that efficient. You're always going to have a lot more bases. Like, look at True right now. 5 bases against 3. He can afford to be slightly inefficient. All he needs to do is just keep trading against the mech army, because if you let them build up to 200, it just becomes unkillable.
Okay, I think he might have a small idea what's going on. It's so odd to see 5 overlords off to the side like this, but Vikings and a Raven are trying to intercept. He's feeling one of the overlords full of cargo.
He now knows that banelings are in there as well.
This
He's
is
gonna
so
lose.
awkward. He's like unloading the banelings because what else can he do, right? Other than lose them, but.
He's lost them all, Rifkin.
But this isn't the only drop, Fenner, so distraction tactics successful. Rolls into the natural base. Quick reactions out of Dunmer, though. Pulls away immediately.
With that said, I don't think that was worth.
I don't know. The entertainment value was there.
The entertainment value, but
He's forced to make 11 overlords behind this, and normally
15.
you would say he could 15. He couldn't afford this, but Fenner, he's on 5 bases.
yeah. All right, so how many SCVs did he actually kill?
Not enough to be
question.
worth it. No, God, look at the worst
About
build.
10.
Yeah, about 10. Yeah. So cool
All right.
moves out of True, but not effective in the slightest. Do not write this build order down, guys.
Do not write it down. He's going for more as well. It looks like he's going to commit to it. 12 more banelings on the way.
Truth be told, I really don't think it's that bad of a choice. It's the fact that it got caught. It's the fact that it got shut down. But it's not like True is totally screwing around. If he was, he actually risked losing the game against some player who should be perhaps lower league than him. However, with Swarmos invested behind this, he guarantees that pressure is still being applied. And as goofy and silly as this sounds, it's no less efficient than trying to run roaches into a tank line that would otherwise die anyways. So as far as the loss ratio for True, it's, as Fender said, acceptable. He can afford to take these losses. He's on 90 drones on 5 bases.
If he was killing stuff, maybe.
Yeah, well, still, for a time, it's all right. It's not quite spiraling out of control yet.
Yeah. He needs to... The thing is, that was so inefficient. He needs to be careful now. He can't take losses like this. If he loses this base, loses drones, loses more stuff, he's not in the best spot. And Dunmer's not doing too bad in this game against a player like True, who's basically a Zerg god.
Yeah, my apologies about the guys. I'm sorry, we didn't actually fix the Skype settings after that weird sound bug earlier, so Fenner should be at an appropriate volume now, and he's not yelling at you guys, I promise.
Oops.
Did he never fully put the SUVs back on the mineral line over here?
Good.
I guess now just going back to work.
So where is True going to go from here? Because once that Raven count and the tank count gets so high, it's very, very hard for Swarmers to actually do damage. The Locusts just get shot down, as you see right here. They don't get close enough, especially once the PDDs start going down.
But see, this is why I thought this was a pretty good idea, I feel, out of Dunmer. To take on a strategy that maybe not the most dynamically diverse, but could maybe let you take a game against somebody like True. I don't think it's over yet, and I think it's a long way to go if he wants to actually win, but he's gotten to that point where you're on 4 bases as a mech player. This is when you start transitioning in the air. This is when we see Gumiho shut down players like Rogue and Life and True himself.
And make some type obscene things in the chat about balance.
Yeah, that too. That's always my favorite part, knowing that that is going to follow up.
Alright, so the way I do this, and everyone has a different way, because late game mech is something that is still being figured out. It hasn't been around forever. People are doing different things. The way I like to do it is mass 4, like 10 Vipers, 10 Queens, constantly abduct and just pick things off. If you just got pure Swarmos, you're never going to do damage. But we've seen people go like Ultras and just run them in, try and do damage like that. We've seen people go Mass Corruptor. We've seen Mass Infester behind the Swarmos. We've seen so many things. And a lot of them are quite ineffective once the Terran player gets to this point.
I wish I could remember what region of the world he's from. One of the competitors in Copa America, though, B-Lord. I don't know what it is. This guy would always, like, where we watch Koreans fail to use Ultralists, B-Lord would always make them work. I mean, there was a game I remember, I think it was Rough. He had like 7 planetary fortresses, he had like massive tank lines, and with what was like 2 blinding clouds and 7 Ultras, he broke through everything. So Ultras are never a terrible choice, but they don't always seem to get the job done. That being said, I like this not 1 but 2 Nidus networks on the way. 3 Nidus networks on the way. True's not going to be hitting in just 1 location like a normal Nidus network. He's going to be unloading in 3 at once. This is kind of sick. Like not cool, but like disgusting. Go to the doctor. This is sick.
Yeah, this could be a good way to efficiently trade units as well. If you get some in the main base, you can just take down buildings and then get them out of the main base, send them to the natural, put them all over the place, basically. Assuming you can actually get the Niduses up, of course.
Well, looks like some of these Swarmers started getting beaten back. I don't know if this is a secret must have started watching the backside of the base, but this tank line's not going anywhere anytime soon. And if True can get to his opponent's production line somehow, if he could suicide an Overseer or an Overlord to actually get vision to the main and put Night Swarms down. Was it Hyun? Hyun recently in Pro League did something like this, didn't he? Or was it Kaldor's Christmas League? I can't remember which, but he made like 3 Night Swarms that came out with like 50 Infestors. Now, it's not Infestors coming out of True, but...
Oh, yeah, I remember. I remember the VOD, because I was checking it out recently. I was looking for best mech VODs, and people have been loving that Mass Infester. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, there's the Pathogen Gland, so maybe that's going to be the case. True with the potential. It's not really revealed what's going on yet. Point Defense is going to keep these units alive as the Swarmers continue to apply pressure. And this was kind of cool. I mean, yeah, Battle Cruisers are finally coming out, but there's no upgrades for them. Battle Cruisers themselves aren't scary. It's 3/3 Battle Cruisers that take no damage from anything that are scary. And of course, more so the Ravens above all else. But with the Swarm Hosts and with the Spore Crawlers down, True is buying himself all the time in the world to get everything he needs to, especially that bank. Whatever he decides to invest in, and he's still... This barracks is full vision that this base was taken. I just want to throw that out there. Like, Dunmer knows what's up. He just can't do anything about it.
Oh, mass blinding cloud going down there, but only 3 tanks being killed for... Wow, that is 6, 7 blinding clouds?
Did any of the Vipers die, though? Is the question. I think he only got one of the Vipers in that.
Yeah, but that was a lot of energy. You need to trade a bit faster than that against mech. I get asked this a lot when I play against mech on stream, and I think abducts are just a lot better than blinding clouds, just because they're so much more efficient on the energy, and it's more of a guaranteed kill. Like, you saw a blinding cloud pretty much every tank, but with PDDs, everything else, only the abducted tanks got killed.
There was a skirmish we threw in the early part of 2014 of Velo versus Firecake. We expected Firecake to do all this crazy Swarm Host stuff, but he actually abused the crap out of a Velo with what was a lot of abducts. I remember that very vividly because not a lot of other Zerg players played that same style. But I mean, this late game composition out of Dunmer, this is something we've seen players like Gumio do. He's on 5 bases. Quite frankly, this is scary. And hopefully all the trolling that True has done to this point, or goofing around, or whatever you want to refer to it as, hasn't cost him too much. We did get Pathogen Glands. We got this triple Nidus set up, but I think he's perhaps getting a little bit worried about this.
I would say he's not in the best spot right now. This is mech 200-200. He's getting a 5th base. He's setting up a beautiful army. He's getting battle cruisers out. He's got some Ravens. I'd love to see more Ravens, though. More PDDs. He only has 4 now, I think. That's a bit low, in my opinion.
It's quite expensive. It's not the easiest thing, of course, to replace these if they get picked off as well.
Okay. Where did those PDDs go? I mean,
I think the units died first, so it just kind of went to the corpses because they can't retarget, right?
Yeah.
Command Center's coming down once more. He's going to try and... Oh, even double planetary this, maybe, to just secure this base. I am curious what True plans to do, though, as far as dealing with this. To explain real quick, we made a reference to that Hyun video a moment ago, but the reason, whether it's Infestors or Swarm Hosts or Zerglings or whatever, the reason Night Swarms become effective is when you do play mech, your biggest vulnerability is the same as if you're playing Bio. Your production line. If this gets compromised, you're screwed. Doesn't matter if you get 10k minerals, 10k gas at the bank, if you can't spend any of it.
And the biggest thing to look for here, who is taking more damage? What are these Vipers gonna do?
There's a lot of Vipers, Fenner. That's 8 Vipers. When do you ever see 8 Vipers? And a blinding cloud is like a kiss on the... Oh my god, just to seal the deal. This is going to, pick up another few tanks. Open the door.
Yep, that's really nice. And this is where mech gets difficult to play. It's all about positioning. He needs to defend that side of the base. He needs to defend the middle. He needs to defend the left middle. He needs to defend his 5th base. And if Swarmos just reposition without him noticing, it can get pretty painful. But I like this play, pushing forward, taking down the static D, using Ravens with PDDs to get in there, and Hunter Seekers
Secret Missile's gonna go off on connect! Oh, okay, only one Investor goes down. Double Spire transition out of this is kind of cool to True, but look at the resources lost right now, folks. True's actually behind. Barely, but he's behind. This transition, though, he's got 6,000 gas, he's got 7,000 minerals. He can afford to do whatever transition he wants, but he can probably only do it about twice at most. Because, of course, the Larva's going to come to a big effect, and he doesn't have a lot of that floating around right now.
Oh, infested... Oh, he's going for the fungal, not the infested Terrans there. And he is doing a lot of damage to these tanks. These trades are getting inefficient for Dunmer now.
He's also finally broken the back lines in the natural. So, whether it's picking off the armory or slowly chipping it away, True has finally found a way to get something done. Whereas in the middle of the map, he's been trading out nothing for nothing, really. Oh, those Secret Missiles, though! So many! Oh my god, and the Vipers, too, Feder! As a Zerg player, did your soul just get crushed?
You know why that was so painful? Because the exact same scenario happened to me earlier, except it was 10 Vipers.
Oh.
It was so painful, man.
That sucks.
Anyway, he's going for the mass infester strategy, so he's going to be pure infester along with Swarmos, and what he's going to do is basically infested Terrans, throw them all over the place. What you do is you send a locust wave out, you send the infestors behind them, and then you just plonk down a massive amount of infested Terrans all over the tank line. And even if the infested Terrans don't pop and start getting the guns out or whatever, yeah, the friendly fire of the siege tanks does a lot of damage.
God, that's a lot of battle cruisers, though. And I guess if there's one thing that's true, with this low armor count, the infested Terrans actually have a chance to deal some damage. It's only just coming up on +2 armor. In fact, this might get shut down. This is a really big deal that Dunmer keeps this alive. He needs that +2 vehicle plating. He's going to especially need +3, but if he can't get this +2 finished, all right, there we go. We'll wrap that up quite nicely. Helvet's positioned over here on the left side. Not going to get a lot done with spine cars and static defense, but more starports going down. And Dunmer knows as he gets to the later parts of this game, he's going to need production. He's not exactly got the gas count or the bank to deal with a big reproduction of battlecruisers, Vikings, or Ravens, but he needs the option to do it. So whether the main gets compromised or not, we do have 3 extra starports over here, and this is really key. But Fenner, I really want to see triple Nidus Worms, man. Like, to the point where I want to go all chat.
Get used, man. They don't seem to be getting used at least. Where can he put them though, Rifkin? Where?
Exactly. Like, I don't think they're going to get used at all, but I want it to happen so badly.
I think the only place he can really put one is on the left lift, but at the same time, he could just walk over there as well.
I think he might try and do it. There we go.
There it is, Rifkin.
There's 1. There's 2. But no 3. There's 3. Yes, he did it. Triple Nidus hype.
Everybody always wants the Nidus, and here it is.
What's really scary, though, is this is going to be so hard to manage for Dunmer. Lots of infested Terrans coming out. It's going to be a ridiculous amount of damage. And like I said, this is all about getting on top of that production. It's about taking out those tech labs, taking down the factories. Maybe you kill a siege tank or 2 in the process, but oh my god. How many infested Terrans is this? This is like 80-something infested Terrans. We're watching all the eggs pop right now, coming up on 60-something. Of course, a couple are dying into the tank waves. It's like a zombie apocalypse at the main base of Dunmer, though.
What is he getting done with this, though, Rifkin? He killed a tech lab, he killed the gas, he killed a second tech lab.
He's taken a lot of the tech
engineering bay.
Yeah, this had
it was all
potential
energy.
for so much
It was
more.
all energy. That's what you got to remember. You're trading for basically nothing at the end of the day. But Dunmer is making the move on this base on the right here. PDD's battlecruisers, everything moving forward. I think he could have gone for that.
I think he could have wiped out that base, but I think he's a little bit more worried about this 4th that he just had lift. As he starts heading back this direction. Repair is definitely absolutely necessary at this point. Like, pull 7 SCVs, auto-repair that army. These Vikings are really low, and he's going to need them. Not because he's worried about corruptors or anything, but he's got to be able to snipe off those Vipers. Make sure those abducts don't come in quite so freely. Vester's coming back for round 2 in the main.
Look at the left side of the map, Rifkin. What's happening over there?
Lots of swarm hosts getting funneled into a tank. This is actually accidentally perfect positioning. You can actually burrow this on top of the tank. It's a dead zone. It's in the dead zone. Burrow the locust! Burrow the swarm host!
He's never going to notice it. That's the worst part. Oh, look at the main base.
Yeah.
It's red everywhere.
Infested Terrans coming down. This time they'll get on top of the siege tanks, and that SimCity's not going to be proving nearly as effective. Drew's going to retreat back out of this, and his infestor strategy doesn't fail. It might not have worked the first time, but round 2 he takes out all the factories.
Yeah, and it looks like Dunmer is just going to go for the push now. He knows that he's been crippled back at home. He's going to go for the kill.
Watch out for those fungals, though.
It takes a lot of fungals to kill a battlecruiser, though. If he keeps pushing forward, might not be enough fungals there. How many infestors has he got? Wait a second. 19. Maybe he will have a couple of fungals available.
I think the problem is, though, like, it's not really, you're not worried about losing the battlecruisers to infestor damage. It's more about the Vikings and the Ravens. Because at a point, you can eventually start going into corruptors. I mean, True has been investing in air slowly, but he has been investing in behind us. Oh, no lift up on these orbitals. New Nidus Worm comes down. More Nidus Worms coming down directly in the middle. That Swarm host earlier, Fenner, is providing the scouting information to build more Nidus Worms.
What a beautiful guy. And yeah, normally you would cringe at someone building a lot of corruptors, but in this scenario, he's got 10,000 gas in the bank. And
True.
Oh,
that fungal growth is way too
does he have
good.
another one? He doesn't have another one.
That doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter. Let's be honest. Right now, he's gonna try and Seeker Missile's gonna go off on nothing. Oh, almost splash damage some of the Vikings. A little bit scary there. He's got the Swarm host still going undetected. Nidus Swarm in the main once again. And at this point,
the scouting with the Vipers and the Swarm host.
Yeah, #1 effective units, right? Hell yeah. SCVs are trying to kill this Nidus network. True, are you gonna save it? No, he's just screw it.
Get him out. Get him out.
He unloads a couple of infestors, but they've got no energy to do anything.
They can throw out a couple. I think they might survive there.
The Swarm Host. Can the Swarm Host live? 9 health? 1 health? 1 health! The Swarm Host lives better! What is this game? Is this real life? What is this game we're watching?
This is beautiful multitasking by True. He's all over the place, and Dunmer just can't keep up. This is what happens even if you get the lead against a player like True. You get yourself in a good position, you're going to get out multitasked by a player like True. He's just all over the place. He can't keep up.
Yeah, this is the equivalent of a Zerg player going for multiple drops without using those drops, you know? He did go for Overlord drops to escape it. Here's what's scary. Like, this is starting to get a base trade scenario, right? We do have the push out of Dunmer. That didn't stop. He's continuing to pressure on the other side of the map, but I just don't think he can actually outrace the infestors, as weird as that is. I've never thought I would say that. But in a base trade scenario, I don't think he can outrace infestors.
So he could float his buildings to the side of the map, but then True has got enough in the bank that he can sneak out a few corruptors to go kill the buildings, or sneak out a few muters to go kill the buildings.
If True got desperate, he could actually sacrifice 100% of everything. And Fender, he could make 100 Mutalisks. Well, consider that for a second. He could make 100 Mutalisks.
Sacrifice every single drone. Make 100 muters on the production tab.
You know, Ghost User did that versus Morrow, right? And that almost worked. This is a scenario where it's way better set up for it. But whether that's the case now, we actually have Neural Parasite coming down. We still have 3 being researched for the air weapon upgrade. So what I like about True is, as goofy and weird as his play stylings may have been, I don't think there's any point in this game where he really got cocky. Like, there was some risky moves and the banelings weren't effective, but he always did this behind the safety of Swarm Hosts or static defense. There was no point in this game where True really just got cocky and stupid with his play.
Yeah, for sure. Dunmer moving across the map again, but every time he pushes forward, he's losing stuff. He was 150 supply like 2 minutes ago. Now he's down to 110. He's just got to get into those battle cruisers.
So many Infested Terrans. I really wish the Units Lost tab would show Infested Terrans. It doesn't, sadly, but that number would definitely be above the 200s for sure at this point. Tons of spores over here as well. Scanning forward to just do it again. It's just messy and more messy. He's gonna get on top of the Nidus networks though, so to still shut down True's antics, but it's too late. So whatever.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things True can do from this point to win the game.
He went for Behemoth Reactor, but he never got Yamato Cannon.
Oh god. I was gonna say we haven't heard that sound going on.
I know. I was looking, I'm like, well, you can Nidus for him. Oh,
True
is gonna. Oh, but look at this. Look at this. He's actually gonna. Oh, point of. Doesn't matter. He takes the Ravens, but all the infestors are dying. One Viking turns around to be a traitor on his opponents, and this is. He's gonna use his own battle cruisers to kill him. This is so stupid.
Yeah, this is hilarious. True just lost about 100 supply though.
That's.
It didn't look like it, but it was a lot that he just lost.
As much as I wanted to like justify this, the thing is, I'm looking at that bank, right? 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 11,000 even.
Yeah. So.
He's killing his Swarmos.
Muters.
Yeah. He's gonna go 100 Muters. He's killing his Swarmos. He's gonna max out on Mutalisks. He's actually killing his Swarmos right now to make sure this happens.
He's doing it.
Oh my god. Okay, well, he's not killing drones, though, so he can't go 100 Mutalisks strong. But this is going to be like, what, 150, 170 army supply in just Mutalisks? Banshees are not the right call, my friend. Dunmer, please.
No, he's thinking, no, I need to get rid of these swarm hosts, but at the end of the day, True is so smart, and it pains me to see swarm hosts being killed by spine crawls. That is not something I want to tune into. No. But it's going to work out perfectly here.
You know what the best part is? It's like a ritual pit, like a surrounding is like blood for the blood god. Just sacrifice them for the. Oh my god! The neural parasites are too strong. He's got the entire battlecruiser army under his control. Mutalisks flying in. There's a couple of secret missiles, but who cares? It doesn't matter. There's 50-something Mutalisks.
And there we go. True finishes off in stylish fashion.
It's game one.
This 41-minute game against Dunmer. What a great game between these two.
Yo, I've seen Lily Canine do some weird, funny troll moves, straight to battle cruisers, no other units, things like this, in professional play, and win tournament brackets with it, but I've never seen a Zerg player do it. So my hat really goes off to True this game, because this was fun, this was cool.
The Widow Mines! The Widow Mines! Oh, no.
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 GG.
Could have happened.